Hey everybody, this is Hector with the Faith and Fandom podcast, and coming to you from beautiful Interstate 20, somewhere between Alabama and Georgia, because I've had a long week on the road and just wanted to chime in, because I honestly don't know how much time I actually have at my home or in front of a desk or anything like that. Coming back from Ponderosa Bible Camp in glorious Mentone, Alabama. It's the only place in Alabama I've really spent any amount of time. I was a counselor at that camp 18 years ago when I was training up to be a camp missionary, and I was a speaker there 7 years ago. And why I'm telling you all of this is because faith and fandom has all happened since the last time I was a speaker at this camp. And I just think that's crazy. The camp director brought up to me, he's like, so I've heard about all this, but I haven't seen it. And it dawned on me that, I hadn't seen this dude in 7 years, and all of Faith and Fandom had happened since I'd last been there. And in fact, I actually left their camp 7 years ago and went to Heroes Con in Charlotte, and that's where I kind of got the idea to do Faith and Fandom that same week. So it's really funny, the full circle aspect of it. But I thought was really cool was that he asked me to do an extra kind of chapel session for the kids, but just talk about Faith and Fandom, like what it is, how I did it, what we're doing with it as an organization, if you want to call it that, but to encourage the kids to use their passion and talents and skills just for the glory of God. And so it was really cool to have, a couple hundred kids. These are all middle school age kids, like my daughter age kids, and just talk to them about Faith and Fandom. And it could have been a really good day for book sales if I had had books with me. But I don't normally bring Faith and Fandom books when camp speakers ask me to speak at camps if it's not a superhero or nerdy theme. And also because Vincent has all of my stuff right now. Vincent and I, Faith and Fandom as a whole, were guests at Kingdom Con, which is a Christian Comic-Con that took place in Maryland last weekend, June 30th. And super cool. It's only the second Christian comic book convention I've seen, and we've been a part of that. I was part of one in Wilson, North Carolina that Zach ran. Vincent went and did this one, and so he still has all of my gear sitting up at his house in Raleigh. And could have been cool with that, but also try not to let Faith and Fandom stuff distract me from when I actually have a job to do somewhere else. But I am super grateful for that opportunity and how that happened. And it's just really neat to look a couple hundred kids in the face and tell them that they can turn their pipe dreams into something for the kingdom of God. So just really neat experience with that. And I am grateful. July is just looking stupid though, like super crazy with stuff. I've been gone since June 30th, 31st, I don't know, whatever. I don't know, I've been gone a while. I left on Sunday, I think it's June 30th, and I've been in Alabama all week. I'm going to get home late tonight, which is Friday night, and then I leave for Knoxville, Tennessee on Thursday, June 11th, heading up to Fanboy Expo Knoxville. It's my first time getting involved with the Fanboy Expo family of Comic-Cons. And I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to what that looks like, to just see a bigger scale show in the Knoxville area. So I'll do that. I'll be up there for 3 or 4 days. I'll come home, and then so I still don't have a ton of details about this, and I'll be finding them out from some of the folks that are helping make this possible. But later that week, I'm going out to San Diego Comic-Con, and I like I said, don't have a ton of details. And I don't even know how much of this I'm supposed to share. So, if this is supposed to be super secret or private, my bad. I'll delete this podcast later. But some of the folks at Geeky Guys and Gals for God, which is a really cool Christian geek organization out in California, are bringing me out to speak at like a chapel service on Sunday morning of San Diego Comic-Con. Also be involved in some panels, pass out water, just do ministry at San Diego Comic-Con, and they're making this possible for me. So I'm excited. I've got to get up with them and get some details over the next week or so. But I've got shows between now and then, so I haven't really been hounding for details. But flying out that Thursday morning of the show, I'll get there that afternoon, jump straight into the con, and I'll be there until it's over on Monday, and fly back home. And then right after that, we have SuperCon in Raleigh, which is now GalaxyCon, and I'm supposed to have a chapel service there. I haven't seen the schedule yet for what that's actually going to look like, but I'm supposed to have a chapel service there. And I've got an appointment to take Summer Glau, who is, River Tam from Firefly / The Terminator, from Sarah Connor Chronicles / Deathstroke's daughter or whatever on Arrow. Kind of forgot that she was in that. And also she was Supergirl in Batman and Superman, the animated movie, the Supergirl one. So she's got hardcore geek cred. Met her back in Savannah at a show, and have an appointment to take her some books, so super glad with that. But it's been a pretty cool month or two. Had a good time at Heroes Con, and overall just been pretty excited about all the crazy stuff that's been happening. I haven't put a lot of time into personally podcasting with doing the Love Thy Nerd thing for the pull list, and also now doing a thing for Back Row Radio. I'm doing a little audio blurb devotional thing once a week for them, kind of like how on like K-Love or whatever, they're like, hello, this is Louis Palau, and or Ravi Zacharias or whatever, where they come on with like a 3-minute radio clip. I'm doing that for Back Row Radio, so that's been a fun experience. It's called Critical Hit. So I've been focusing my podcasting eggs in other baskets, but I'd really like to get back to just straight up having some fun conversations with people. And now that kind of in the swing of the con circle and everything else, I'm really hoping we can make that happen a little bit more often. But yeah, so that's kind of where life is. Book 6 is going really well, and people are responding to it well. Heard a lot of good feedback, and I'm really grateful for just all the people that helped make it possible. I have not seen Stranger Things Season 3 yet, and I have not seen Spider-Man Far From Home yet because of how busy life has been, because I've been on the road and I've got to wait for my kids and my wife. And I only saw Endgame in theaters once. So, I'm sorry, Marvel. If I had gone and seen it one more time, you would have beat Titanic by now. But it's where life is. I'm sorry. I hope you'll forgive me and all the countless amounts of money I've spent seeing every single one of your films in theaters. I hope you'll forgive me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just wanted to take a quick moment, pop on and say, hey, one thing I will be doing as I get a little more time is we're going to record some audio chapters from Book 6 So if you look through the table of contents of book 6 and you see some chapters that you would actually specifically like read out loud and put on the podcast, let me know what they are, and we'll do that. We'll put them on together. So you can comment on here, Facebook, whatever, and we'll make that happen. But just want to say thank you for being encouraging. Thank you for being supporting. And I look forward to seeing some of you at some Comic-Cons or talking online. And just want you to know I'm loving being a part of this journey with you. Thank you for your concern and for y'all that pray for me and that pray for Vincent. We got to get Vincent back in shows. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not even sure we've really done many shows since he's had a kid. Maybe one. So we got to get that back in there. And honestly, we need to work on building our team a little bit more so that we can expand, go to some other shows when my life is a little less crazy. Being a full-time pastor and the chairman of the board for a camp ministry takes a lot of time and effort out of me and kind of limits my ability to travel. I say that, but then I'm on the road this month way more than I am any other time. But yeah. Oh, one thing I do want to hit is Walking Dead 193. I'm going to do a devotional on this. Might do it this weekend. But they killed Rick Grimes one issue ago. Issue 192, he officially died. And then out of nowhere, they ended Walking Dead on issue 193. Totally rickrolled us, which is a very Robert Kirkman thing to do. But they had made fake solicits saying that issue 194 was coming out, issue 195, issue 196. They were doing it just to juke us so that we wouldn't know he was ending it on issue 193. And they straight up killed Rick Grimes and did a flash forward to the future to show us what society looks like 20 years after Rick Grimes did his last inspirational speech, which is actually a really cool speech about our scars. I think it was issue 191. He talked about how we take our scars with us everywhere we go and we learn from them. Really liked it, made a meme or two about it. But the thing that hit me is I was a little mad at myself for quitting. I just quit reading The Walking Dead 6 months ago. So like I had missed 6 issues. I had been reading The Walking Dead forever, and I quit just so close to the end. But I think that was the thing. Like, if I had known it was ending, I would have stuck with it a lot sooner, or I would have kept going with it. And it really strikes me, the whole thing about where Jesus says it's the one who endures to the end that will be saved. The whole parable of the virgins and the lamps with the oil and stuff, that, 10 virgins, 5 had oil, 5 didn't. They weren't ready, they weren't buckled in. And so I want to do a devotion on just when you get tired and you give up too soon and you don't come ready for the long haul. So I'm probably going to put some time and effort into that, and I guess that'll technically make it the first chapter of book 7. That will be done. And yeah, so that's happening. But I'm going to keep driving. I'm going to try and get home and get my life together and organize my world and find some time to run up to Raleigh and get my stuff from Vincent before I go to this Comic-Con this week, and all the fun things that includes. So thanks for reading. Thanks for listening. Thanks for memeing. Just thanks for encouraging in general. Have a great day.